So Honeywell had its big investor day. We were off in Barcelona, so could not be there, but definitely appreciated the invitation. We've been tracking Honeywell through the lens of its technology and innovation bets. It recently spun off its quantum business, but that was really the inroads. But it does have a really significant set of technology investments that are related to the edge and OT. One of the leaders in building technologies, building and edge technologies, aerospace, renewable and sustainable technologies, fuels, and other things like that. So, I want to focus really on just a couple of the key points that I thought are worth noting for people that are watching Honeywell as a bit more of a tech and a growth company. It doesn't grow like a growth company, and we got to be very clear about that. But in terms of a market right now, when growth is somewhat on stilts, it is the kind of company that provides a lot of stability, consistent growth. It came and pointed out that it drives a better return on invested capital than its peers at 15% versus 10.6. The company's been spending big to try to compete more, expanding its software in areas like Forge. It's also investing big to bring more money back to shareholders, $4 billion plan in buybacks this year to increase the value of the equity. One of the things that we've been watching really closely is Honeywell as a partner in helping technology and the tech industry deliver on its sustainability goals. This was a big part of its investor day. It's going all carbon neutral by 2035, which is ahead of what you've seen from the likes of Microsoft, Google, Amazon, who've pointed to the 2040, 2050 timeline. Of course, the Paris Accord, the same. Part of that is because this company actually is involved in things like the development of reusable energy for aerospace and transportation. Just to name one instance. Of course, building technologies that offer more carbon neutral footprints. So that's something that's definitely been going on. And like I said, the probably the last thing is that the company has been pragmatically investing in innovation. It's got a whole lot of investment in terms of it's got accelerator programs. It's got software and development. Like I said, the Forge platform is notable. The company is making significant inroads to be the partner to tech in sustainability. And of course, as IT and OT converge, this is a company that's got its hands on just about every major OT industry that manufacturing, aerospace, safety, you name it, transportation, they're in that space, and they're helping to provide meaningful data that tech companies like SAP, like Microsoft, et cetera, can utilize. So a lot there, but the investor day really was all about how to return capital, how to accelerate the revenue for the company, and to make sure the market understood that innovation is part of their DNA, despite being often labeled value.
Whew. I get a minute here. So what I got super excited with, in addition to its ESG, which, by the way, I get excited about Honeywell ESG because they're one of the few companies that is the epicenter of it. A lot of companies talk about ESG, but Honeywell is in there supplying, the companies who can make the biggest differences. But I do want to talk about breakthrough initiatives. They call it BTIs, which essentially are technologies that they teed up to either spin off like Quantinuum or grow internal organic. One of those is Solstice. This is a low global warming refrigerant and blowing agents. And you ask, well, why are you excited about that? Well, guess what? You make refrigerants less pollutant to the environment, and you're making a tremendous difference. And oh, by the way, Honeywell thinks there's a $25 billion market there over its lifetime. HCE, essentially EPM, which is Honeywell not only makes the sensors and has all of the industrial equipment inside of these installations like factories. HCE allows you to do something with the data and gain intelligence from this. It's a SaaS play. It's a software play. They partnered with major companies out there. They put out a 25% growth rate out there. Next one, essentially drones, fly-by-wire, fly-by-radio, $54 billion pipeline out to 2030, which is like mind-blowing here. They make the motors, they make the drones. They make all of this. And finally, we've talked about this before, Quantinuum. They put out a new number on this. This is their quantum play. They put a $1 trillion projected quantum computing industry size. My only guess is that's like 10 years in totality, because the revenue isn't big right now. But no, it's an interesting. These BTIs are interesting, Daniel, from a potential growth play for the company.